Yo, 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 what's really good, everybody? It's your boy, Genis, a.k.a. Geniside, one of the street geeks here. And today, listen, man, we have a special episode. You know, I've been telling y'all for a little bit already that we've been kind of tapping into the Pokemon world, right? So, with that being said, I had to take the opportunity and get some good friends who really hold it down in the business right now in the Pokemon world. Their business is OGPokeCards, you know what I'm saying? My guys, Omar and Gio, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all for being in the building, man. What's good, guys? You know what I'm saying?
What up?
Thanks for having us.
Hell yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I definitely had to make this happen. Why? Because shit, bro. You know, it's been an adventure since I tapped in. You know, just picking up little by little, thanks to y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Getting a better understanding of how this shit's been working since I've realized all the madness behind it. But yeah, man, let everybody know a little bit about yourselves, man. How y'all got started? The you know what I'm saying? How you know the passion.
Yeah, for sure. Basically, with me, just like everyone else, I was into it as a kid, had the cards, and like a lot of people, of course, like they got lost or tossed out or something. Fast forward like 20 years, apparently there was some money. So we were working together, and he starts talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, you were into Pokemon, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I played the games back then." He's like, "You know, like some of these cards are pretty valuable." I'm like, "Oh, what? Like a couple bucks or something? I guess people collect it still." He's like, "No, bro, check this out. Hundreds here, 1,000 over there."
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus
Facts.
Christ. And then this was like right around the COVID era. So that's when, there was nothing to do. Everyone's locked up and stuff. So we just started ripping packs.
Yeah, and it started from there. We started ripping packs. Wanted to do YouTube. We wanted to,
facts.
go down that route. And we
yeah.
did. Shout out OGPokeCards on YouTube. There's one video.
All right, so you know what I'm saying? Tap in. They got one video. You can catch up.
We tried there, and
we ain't linking that.
we tried there, and Gio he cooked up a logo based off of our names. So it's not original. It's Omar Gio OG. That's where the name comes from.
Yep.
We started streaming on Whatnot. It was a lot of fun. It was tons of fun.
Those were the days.
From there, we were just like, man.
Sounds like the fun is gone.
Yeah,
it's a lot different now.
It's a different type of fun now. It's a business now.
Very different now.
Before it was, we were doing our thing and we were just able to stream and have fun. Now it's a business, so it's a little different. But that's how it started. It was just us having fun on Whatnot and ripping packs and selling singles, and it went from there. It escalated.
Okay, it escalated. That was a great word for that one. I'll tell you what, from personal experience, that shit escalates quickly. You know what I'm saying? So you would say that, because again, I'm still new. You would say that it was the COVID era that really blew this up, then, huh?
I think it blew up just everything, like everything as far as like memorabilia. I mean, for you,
because
like
everybody, tapping into this shit because you can't come out of the house. So it's like, let me go into the attic. If for those who have one.
Yeah. So it just happened to be the COVID era, but what blew it up for me specifically, I played all the games as a kid. I played as an adult. I played every single game that came out. I never did the trading card game, but I did the games.
Okay.
Do you know the creator Leonhardt? Have you ever seen one of his videos?
No, that I can think of off the top of. I probably have.
He's one of the bigger Pokemon dudes. He had a video of him pulling a first edition Charizard. Okay. And it was all that nostalgia, and it went viral. Yeah. It went super viral. It was all over Facebook, all over YouTube. That video did it for me. I was like, damn, I want that feeling,
Yeah, facts.
But I knew I couldn't afford that. So we moved on to the next thing, which was XY Evolutions.
Yeah,
it's just a reprint of that set. So we went everywhere just hunting down these cards, and it's just a big nostalgia thing,
And that's where it began.
That's where it began.
Which that's the thing, though, and like 90% of the cases, it is a nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, to be funny but serious is like, at your age, do you really want to be into this shit? Right, like because you would think, back in the days, I remember you get made fun of, if you were a geek, and that's one of the things that we talk about in our show. The fact that now it's okay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which is, it's to me, it should have always been accepted because no matter where you come from, what you do, you have a passion for something. Yeah. And again, what always brings it back. It's always the nostalgia effect. Why? Because if you could tap into a core memory of when you were a child, and that happiness that you felt when you first opened the pack or whatever, and like you said too, it's one of those things that if you notice now, it did come back, and maybe obviously with the COVID thing, the nostalgia going into these collections, we didn't give a shit about them before. Yeah. The Charizard was always a thing, but it was like it was just a thing.
That's all it was.
And now. It's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to see that change, you know what I'm saying? What would you say, man, in your adventures though, like what has been the best part about it besides the nostalgia, because again that pulls it in, but what like the experience of like even tapping into this collection, because me being in the comic book world, again it's I could say like my motivation behind it is the opportunity that at the end of the day you get to meet some of these artists and get their signatures, or there's always like an incentive behind just a nostalgia, like what would you say was like really the driving force, how about like this, like that led you to go into the business aspect of it? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, one, it's monetary, right? Like,
yeah, well, obviously the money
behind it.
Yeah.
So that's one, but it wasn't just that. I get to go to work and be a kid every day, bro. Like that's the biggest thing.
That was the answer I was looking for.
Yeah, you said earlier, you were like, like kids back in the day used to make fun of whatever, all that, right? Those kids, they made fun of you or whoever, but they on the low, they were doing the same thing.
They were
at home ripping packs, and now it's become so like everyone does it, but they were doing it back in the day too. So, but I get to come to work, be a kid, and that's it, bro. Every time someone walks into that door and with like a new collection, a card I've never seen, bro, it's awesome. I love coming to work.
Or a card you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah. I love coming to work, bro. Every day it's new.
Yeah.
When I managed a store wherever I managed it before, it was the same stuff every single day. It's different every day.
Facts.
Again, so it's just fun. It's just fun. There you go.
That's honestly, that was the answer I was kind of looking for in a way, because it's just like when you think about it, like again, me, the comics, the fact that as a kid though too, the nostalgia again, the growing up and knowing these, at this age now, like how much attention these superheroes that they get now, and how much like spotlight they're in now. When again back in the days, that if you were into comics, you were a geek. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the evolution of things, man. And again, in my case, it was just the fact that like comic books, and especially in this world now, again, all these actors that are like playing these characters, it almost gives you the chance of kind of meeting a version of it in real life. Yeah. So besides just the kid feeling, to me, it's always been that, like, it's almost like a bridge to something even cooler, because now this is a person who brought it to life so well that you feel like that no matter what you see them in, you're going to call them that character. It don't matter what other movie they do, you know what I'm saying? You're still going to call them, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, like the Harry Potter effect. It don't matter what that kid does. I can barely remember his name half the time, but no matter what movie he does, Harry Potter, right? And then just a chance that when you have a collection, you can meet somebody like that and get a sign. That's where I would say that was where my passion came from with the comic. Yeah. Now, as far as the Pokemon thing, so I know I've mentioned it to y'all, and it's funny because it's like, I was a fan of Pokemon, but I was more of the fan playing the game. On the Game Boy. Yeah. But collecting cards, yes, that's what I was going to get to. I played the game for the Game Boy or whatever, enjoyed trading that way. Had friends with the Game Boy Link cable. That's how you got the 3 starters, but realistically, like, I don't know what it was, but watching the cartoons, Digimon, right? So I guess maybe in my mind, the whole digital era, maybe it was just too soon for people, because the concepts were dope. The evolutions, they were a little darker. Some of the characters looked a little crazier. It was a little bit more like, holy crap, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, I guess, the whole evolution of like a digital era introducing like almost like an internet world. And then here we are, like, when you think about it, they might not be popular. But, dude, like, you play games that have digital monsters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like how that, I guess that was the reason why I got attracted to like Digimon more.
Yeah. Pokemon was definitely a more like kid friendly.
Kid friendly.
Yeah, very, very, and it stayed that way. It never changed. So that's probably why, like.
Yeah, I guess
as we got older, we got away from it.
Yeah, facts. So. But I'll tell you what, like, man, when I think about it, man, the little bit of Pokemon cards that I did have, I can. It's funny because I pulled up Blastoise, and I mentioned it on an episode that I did with the guys, and I could remember that again back in the days, the original ones. It wasn't a big deal to have the Blastoise like that though, from the original first. But it was the Charizard. Like, I remember having the Venusaur and the Blastoise. I never got the Charizard, and if I did, it was probably a fake holographic because those were going around so bad back in the days. But it's just like now again, those suckers. Look at the market. You know what I'm saying? And joining now, I guess I'm one of those latecomers. Because when you look at I guess it was just not so long ago. It was, it was cheap, it was affordable, it was fun. Now it's expensive, a headache to get a hold of. Fucking, I've been going on a losing streak. But it's just the fact that also, like, it's become a thing where, the word scalpers, people, the way they're reacting to these things, and it's just getting nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? And I can only imagine, especially like you in the business itself, like that's a whole problem in itself, in a sense.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because just the price is skyrocketing. It's like almost like just, not to say a popularity thing, but one moment this card is nothing, but people talking, this card is something now, and it's just like how the shit moves, man. Like, tell me a little bit about that experience, though. Let the world know how much of a headache it is.
But that's what it is. It is the popularity. The popularity has grown because of the monetary value behind these things. Yeah. So, like, because this box has a resale value now, because this Umbreon's going for $1,500, people outside of the Pokemon world are now coming into the Pokemon world. Mm-hmm. And they don't care about Pokemon. They don't, it's just all money for them. Mm-hmm. But because there are extra hands in Pokemon, stock is dry. These warehouses and distributors that are supposed to be supplying X, Y, and Z, they're giving this guy 100 boxes. They're giving that guy 100 boxes. So stores like us are not getting any distribution. Mm-hmm. When they do distribute us, so let's say the Prismatic Evolution box that came out, the ETB, they have not restocked that. It's been 2 months, and we have not got a single restock. I cannot order Prismatic right now. Wow. When they do restock it, it's not going to be for $30 a box. I'm going to pay $120 per box, meaning I'm going to have to put it on my shelf for $140. So it's not us. Don't be mad at us, the stores or your local game stores, for raising the prices. It's not us. Pokemon is not printing enough to supply the distributors, and therefore the distributors are charging the local game stores more, meaning we have to charge more. So it's not us. There's one problem, and it's Pokemon not printing enough. Yeah, they're not putting enough on the shelf.
Now, would you think that that's, should I say it's like done on purpose, or is just the fact that they just
it's definitely done on purpose. So it's at first it wasn't right. Mm-hmm. So they had a really bad quarter. I think it was the last quarter of the year was really bad for them. They didn't sell enough. Mm-hmm. They didn't meet their quotas. So it was actually in the summer. So the last quarter of the year, they shut down printing like by 50%. Surging Sparks was printed 50% less than Stellar Crown, for example. Okay. But because of that, it created like a
ripple effect.
A ripple effect. It created a need for a product that they didn't print enough of. So because of that, everyone went into a frenzy, and everyone goes, "Oh, I got to get all this stuff off this shelf because there's not going to be any more when I get back." Mm-hmm. You times that by the whole country. Now there's a shortage of product.
Now we got videos. Now we got videos of madness going on. People fighting, snatching out of the hands, pushing. It looks like almost like when Black Friday was really a hot thing, because Black Friday is one of those things that's starting to die down because people are realizing you're just going to the store wasting money buying shit. But the fact of like those days where it's just like, man, people are beating each other up over this shit, right? And it's a kids trading card game, Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I've noticed also is like, man, I guess the good feeling is when I see a child be able to get a hold of one, and you see that happiness in them that you just don't see in an adult, because I guess the adults, I'm guilty of it. I'm not gonna say that I'm not a fan of Pokemon, because I remember growing up with it, but it's like, we go and get cards for another purpose. These kids, you could give them a base card, just something basic. The shit ain't worth nothing. They'll stare that card down. They'll fall in love with it. That's the original passion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're ruining it for the next generation.
Yeah, facts.
And what they don't realize is if you ruin it for the next generation, this monetary value that you love so much right now is going to tank, because the next generation has no interest in it because you ruined it for them. So
now, do you think it's going to tank?
Nah. No. I think Pokemon has got to a point that it's up.
There's always going to be something going on. Always going to be a new set. Always going to be a new game where they're going to introduce some new stuff. So there's always going to be something that'll bring people in.
What I would say is they proved that if they want the popularity to come right back into Pokemon, do a Moonbreon set, do a Charizard set. It's going to bring everybody right back. So will it have like a downfall? Yeah, but they're going to bring it right back up. Like, Pokemon is not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. Yeah. I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm one of those ones that is crazy because the way I look at it, my dumb ass, right? I looked at it, it's like, man, this shit is almost like stocks. You want to buy on the lows and sell on the highs, right? Like the dips and the. And I'm one of those that I joined when the shit was high. But as a collector, when you have an actual passion for collecting, you know what I'm saying? I'm not reselling anything. This is just me, my personal thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a PC person, but you know the thrill of opening and chasing, man. That's where I get the feeling of probably the same thing as the kid that just gets a base set card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just, but it's gotten again. It's one of those things though too. Just realizing, man, me jumping in when it's this high, it's like, fuck, you know. It's hard to maintain that itch of wanting to feel like a kid again, though, too, because again, these people are going out here and making it almost impossible. And then, like you said, you can't be blamed for the fact that you're selling it at those prices. At this point, you're getting it at those prices. You know what I'm saying? So it's just logical. You know what I'm saying? That it makes sense. So again, don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame them. People are trying to do what they're trying to do to make it happen, make these cards still accessible to the public.
Absolutely.
For whatever reason. If you're trying to be the asshole and, you know what I'm saying, scout, technically it's available there. If you're trying to be the collector, it's available. They're trying to keep up with just the demand of people wanting these things. You know, obviously whatever your motive is to be into Pokemon, that's completely up to you. But to have people who, at the end of the day, with this market the way it is, still trying to maintain supplies for y'all, man, y'all got to be grateful instead of complaining.
Yeah, and
realistically,
you just said it. That's the toughest part is keeping stock because the market, how you said you just joined in a high. Running this business right now has been the hardest thing in these last 3 months. Keeping stock, singles are going up 1,000% in like 2 days, and then I have to buy that. You know, let's say I buy it at 60, 70, 80%, whatever our trading is at the time or our buyout rate is. The next day it'll drop 400%, and then I'm invested in a bunch of these cards that are, you know, just going up and down, and that's what's been happening these last 3 months. So it's been really, really hard, but we're getting through it, and we're getting through it by like being aggressive in the market, buying, making sure we have stock for our customers. Like it's the only way.
Yeah, facts. So real quick, you know, since we're here again, they are here in Bellevue, Florida. OGPokeCards right here in Northside Plaza, 4849 Southeast 110th Street. Make sure y'all come and check out the shop and support. Why? Because I know there's a lot of y'all, you know, from personal stories, and people are just like me, that if you either joined now or you joined a long time ago, it doesn't matter. It's hard to get a hold of these things, man. These guys are really like grinding and getting the supply for your demand. You feel me? So make sure y'all check them out. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all come out here and support. You know, me noticing too, the Pokemon community is big and it's small. It has like a big and a small effect. Yeah. It seems very impactful how big it is. So you would think it's like, holy crap, it's the whole world. When really it's not many.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You go to a convention, you meet everybody.
Yeah. That's kind of how it is, because then it's almost like, from what I see, I imagine you go to a convention, you meet everybody. You go back on TikTok, you see everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same people. So it's one of those things of just like tapping in, you know what I'm saying? And just making stuff happen. And man, I know you guys, again, me being a collector itself, it's happening to a lot of things, not just Pokemon, but Pokemon is honestly one of the most dominant things to collect. And, you know, in the collection community, as far as like when it comes to geeks, nerds, however you want to call us and label us, you know, from comic books to Marvel cards to artwork, whatever, Pokemon is one of the biggest markets in the world in general. You know, so if you do have a passion, it's unfortunate that if it's in one of those things that you're just getting back on, and now it is a tough time. I can tell you it's a tough time, especially with me. I've been taking some back-to-back L's trying to pull some shit. And some motherfucker comes right behind me and pulls something crazy. And you know what I'm saying? But again, when you're a collector, though, you know that comes with that world. You know that L comes with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the reason why you collect. That's why you go on the hunt, the thrill of the hunt. Try, you know, that feeling of like, man, you're gonna catch that fucking, you know, that lion of the jungle one day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. You know, real quick, conventions, upcoming events, things like that. What y'all have coming?
So we're heading to Collecticon, Miami. We'll be there March 28th. We are also doing Collecticon Orlando. And then we're also doing Lake Nona every 2 months. So we'll be at Lake Nona every 2 months, right there in Orlando, Drive Shack. Drive Shack, right?
Yeah, Drive Shack.
Okay. And you were just there.
Yeah.
Yes, we were just there. We just did an event there. But Collecticon, as long as Miami and Orlando treat us well, we'll try to go to every Collecticon. So
right on.
Collecticons are fun. If you haven't been there, you gotta go.
Listen, like I said, I haven't been there, but I've seen and I've noticed the impact of it. It's almost like the Fanatics Fest of Pokemon.
Bro, Waka Flocka's performing at every Collecticon.
That's wild.
Yes.
That's wild.
I hope I can get a picture with him, hang it up in the shop.
Bow.
Yeah,
right. But you see, that's the thing. You know, like everybody's a big Pokemon fan. It's just now.
If you looked at Waka Flocka, sorry Waka Flocka, but I ain't getting Pokemon.
But you know what it is? He probably came from that era like me, where it's just like you really can't say you're a Pokemon fan because you're trying to keep a reputation of being a tough guy or trying to be cool. And it's like, man, realistically, it's fucking cool, man.
It's cool as hell.
It's cool as hell, man. Listen, again, I joined late. You know, again, I had other passions I'm into. I jumped into Pokemon just like I jumped into every other passion. I don't wait. I don't hesitate. I'm not afraid. I know what the risks are. You know, one thing about it, I will say this as advice. You know, and it's kind of funny, but this is some real shit. If you're a collector, obviously you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're looking for. Just be smart about how you spend. Again, not saying don't spend, but, you know, collecting, especially just in general nowadays with everything from sports cards to comics, everything is up right now. You know, it's just this constant. So, you know, if it's really meant for you to really want that piece and you're willing to go get it, just go get it. Just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Don't hesitate. But if you're patient enough too, you know, you just gotta try to catch shit when when shit kind of real quick,
little dip.
You know, but you gotta catch a little dip. You know what I'm saying? And find opportunities. Network with people. One thing I've realized, and this is with everything that people do. It doesn't matter what type of business you are. When you network with people, you create opportunities to find shit you couldn't find. You know, again, building relationships. The Pokemon community, one thing about it, it's fucking funny, but one thing about it, the Pokemon community is really, really nice. Okay? And at least this is just from my experience, and y'all could probably correct me if I'm wrong, but anytime I've dealt with a Pokemon event, everybody's been so nice, so generous, look out for each other. Man, I fucking got in a free pack, free sleeve, free whatever. And it's just because everybody, you can tell though that when it's those people that really enjoy it, man, people have a good time just sharing their hunts, their thrills, those moments that you stressed out, just constantly spending or going everywhere, traveling, trying to find it, and you finally get that card. Be able to share that experience with another person, you just see that shit, man. And Pokemon is just really like one of those that is like you really see that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's so fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that too, because again, as a collector, when you're able to build a community, shit, man, if there's a card you're looking for, you're probably gonna run into somebody that got it and is probably willing to. Somebody wants to trade it. Somebody wants looking for a specific piece maybe you got. You know, and again, you build those relationships, communities. Before you know it, you got people hunting shit down for you. You hunting shit down for people. You take care of each other.
Network, we would be nowhere without networking. Nowhere. We had just an example. Shout out TBC Games. If he didn't show me how to physically start like a Pokemon business, I would have no business. He showed me how to get an LLC. He sent me the links. He sent me where to get a wholesale account, how to get a resale license. I mean, step-by-step instructions on how to do all this stuff. Taking all my calls, Instagram messaging me, just because I bought a card from him. Bought a card from him, messaged him, sparked the conversation, found out he was local in Orlando, and we've done, thousands and thousands of dollars in deals back and forth now, just from me buying a card from him. Helped start my business, became a future, like, basically business partner. Yeah. And that's just one example. That's trickled down to 10, 20, 30 people. And I'm sure I've had that effect on other people now too. So it's cool, man. It's all about networking. That's what everything is.
That's what everything, you know what I'm saying? And again, when people are nice, it makes it so much easier. Yeah. You know, so, and that's how I honestly, again, feel about this whole Pokemon thing, man. Me, in my case, again, I could say it was the nostalgia, but I do got to give a big special shout out to my dog, Matt Capone, holding it down the boards. Why? Because he's the one that ignited the fire of me starting Pokemon cards. I was seeing him, you know what I'm saying, dip into that world. And again, you know, you guys have been next door, and even before I started going into the store, I seen, you know, but it was not. Over there I seen the growth, and it's just like, holy shit, the awareness of there's a real community behind this shit. Because you could just see even the lines some days when you get your releases and shit like that, man. Like these people are really out here. You feel me? They're really out here, and then it's like
it surprises us too. Like like I know it's surprising for you guys when you see it, but even us, we're like, damn,
bro. Like who would have thought? Everybody coming out of the woodworks. You feel me? And again, shout out to Matt Capone because like he's the one that. Just with coming into the stew and just getting a pack or two and talking about how he tapped in or whatever, and then that's all it took, though, too, just watching him. And then that nostalgia, because then, though, bro, I'm fucking lost with the Pokemon. I'm going to tell you right now, I only know the 151. Anything after the first 151, maybe some from Silver and whatever, you know, but I lost track at that point after playing probably Silver or Diamond or whichever one of those it was, you know what I'm saying? There's so many now. So it's just like... But it's the fact of that, again, oh, shit, I remember that one. Oh, shit, I remember his name now. And then it was just like, fuck. And then I'm seeing people, so it's just like, oh, this shit is real, you know? And again, I've seen it with the comic book thing, but this is a way more active community. Again, you know, with comics, it's almost like, I said to the guys, you know, because since they're so focused more on the comic book world, on the Street Geek side and that other world, you know what I'm saying? It's like, with a comic book, you know what you're going for. You know what the price tag is. You can get it. You don't have to open packs. And there's no chance thing.
Right,
What?
Yeah.
Look for it. It's there. There's no mystery. There's no mystery packs or mystery bags. No little thing. Unless somebody actually made a mystery bag for you. And then that's the only way you're hoping you get something nice. Yeah. Because again, you know, I guess that's why I got into comics, because it's just in a PC sense. You know who your favorite superheroes are. You know what your favorite storylines are. I don't have to go through let's say 1,000 packs to try to get the story. You know, buy that comic, it is. But then, again, I guess that's where the drive of Pokemon comes in. That itch, that fucking drive of like, man, opening packs and not hitting shit and being disappointed. And then, you know, me and him sharing videos of each other that are funny. You know, TikTok videos talk about, yo, this is us. And then it'll be that video like that dude who be saying, oh, I'm not going to buy no more Pokemon packs. And then 5 minutes later, you see him going, let me get 6 more packs of Prismatic. You know what I'm saying?
You seen the one that was... They're like, what's your favorite Pokemon? He was like, LeBron James.
I didn't even see that. That's wild, man. But it's just dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I appreciate you guys, man, for coming here and sharing a little bit about that world. Because me, again, I'm new to it. Matt Capone been dipped into it a little longer than me. But again, it's fun, you know? It really does feel like that sense of like, you got to catch them all, but you got to have the money for it too, motherfucker. Because the shit's getting expensive.
That's all it's meant to be, though. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a fun hobby. Even now, you got to find the fun in it. The thrill of the finding something. Like you said something about the bundles for GameStop. The thrill of just finding some packs.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun in 2021 just hunting packs. Yeah. Like, that's fun.
Store to store and stuff,
fun. That's fun. So, well, real quick, how can the people get in contact with y'all? How can they reach y'all? Let them know a little bit, you know, to at least like that they can get a hold of you. Make sure that they need anything. Any upcoming releases too, real quick. Shoot them out there. Let people know, hey, this is where we're at. This is coming. We will have it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mean, so we have every release. So guys, every release, whether it's Journey Together, the next Team Rocket set,
Destined Rivals,
we'll have every single set on release date. Of course, we don't know allocation, we don't know prices until it comes, but every release date we'll have the product. We are allocated. As far as where you can reach us, OGPokeCards on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, whatnot. If you want to buy some packs from us and you're not local to us, hit us up on Whatnot. Gio's always streaming singles and packs.
Facts.
Website's kind of updated. It's hard to get stuff on the website because the product moves in the store.
Yeah, it's in and out so quick.
But OGPokeCards on all platforms. We'll ship stuff to you. We'll whatever, you know.
They gonna make sure you get your shit, man.
Yeah.
Either you pull up or they'll send it to you. You're gonna get your shit.
And with plenty of references, plenty of reviews. Just click on it, you'll see all of it. So
facts. You know, again, man, I appreciate y'all for being here. You know what I'm saying? This is another QML Street Geeks episode. This one with OGPokeCards. Again, we are located here in Bellevue, Florida. Both of us, QML, Quarantine Media Labs, and OGPokeCards All right here in 4849 Southeast 110th Street, right here in Bellevue, Florida. Make sure y'all tap in. Any questions, you know what I'm saying? Hit us up. Comment below. You know what I'm saying? Let us know if you do have any questions, man. If there's things you're looking for, again, this is your moment to tap in with them too. You know, if there's something that you're looking for, put it in the comments. You know, but we'll check it out. Make sure they'll get the message and see if they have it in stock for you. As far as releases, I can tell you myself, yeah, they stay stocked. You know what I'm saying? Everything's usually there when they say it's gonna be there, so there's no problem with you getting what you need to get. Just make sure you're there before everybody else, because that's how it works, right? You know what I'm saying? With that being said, it's your boy Argenis, aka Geniside, part of the Street Geeks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mac Capone for holding it down behind the boards. And again, Omar, Gio, I appreciate y'all for being here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out OGPokeCards. Again, with that being said, we out, man.